Boom.
We gotta talk about the mittens first of all.
Well, we will.
I know we're pretending not to talk about the mittens, but we gotta.
Listen, I'm in my basement right now. That's the thing. In the front room. I've been on this room for the podcast before, and this is what we call the murder den. But it is the temperature of inside. So it's about -5 in here. But the internet quality is exceptional, and that's why we're down here.
In your makeshift Walmart photo studio.
Oh yeah, I had to look fully. I've been doing a side hustle on during the pandemic of taking photos of families.
I might want to do gallery view here because I was just watching while you were talking.
Oh, okay. So you haven't. So you're not even in it right now, because I don't know if you can tell from my demeanor. I'm fully in. I'm recording. I'm riffing, man.
Oh, so you're good. So you're fine. You're fine to just.
It's the pod because I felt Chris was in and Peter was still.
Yeah.
I started in. I was talking about the mitts. I thought the mitts we were on.
That was it.
Yeah, but the mitts is in. But then we started talking about tech problems. I realized we're printing tech problems. We're having a podcast full of tech problems.
It's so all right. You're right. We haven't even done the intro, the top, anyway. So
okay. So
this is all.
Are you ready now, Peter? Are you fucking in it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is all the tech going to be ruined?
Trains
Let me just
left the station.
Do you mind if I check real quick if it's going to be okay?
Check after when you can't do anything about it.
So I'm like, the riffing on the podcast will be the same as the riffing off the podcast. For some reason, I felt betrayed. I'm like, wait, we already started? I thought this was a genuine off the podcast riff.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
Should I count? You want me to count us in with my gloves? So that we know that we're about to start?
No, I don't want to see the gloves ever again. I hate them.
It's weird.
It feels weird, and you're in your murder dungeon with these these nasty gloves on.
Dexter.
Although I don't know if Dexter would use highly absorbent wool.
Yeah, just blood soaks right into these.
I mean, we don't know. We know when the show started, but we don't know what he was doing before they started filming for the show.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to count us in, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
And we are beginning in 5, 4, 3. Look at these gloves, 2. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back to This Time It's Different. My name's Petey, and this is the Sea. Petey and the Sea.
Oh, man. Okay, I guess the podcast is different this time because it's full morning radio.
Listen, folks, things are going to get a little bit weird, gonna be a little bit different on you.
That's right. We've got a couple of great guests today. We're going to, a couple of comedians, two halves of TallBoyz on CBC are joining us. 2 halves or 1 half of each. A quarter. I don't know the math, but listen, these guys add up to be about 50% of the group, and it's incredible. We're gonna have them on the podcast in a couple of minutes. Peter, what's the weather?
In a couple of minutes. Okay, we're vamping for a few minutes before we bring our guests on. The weather in my neck of the woods is cold and rainy and super depressing.
And that you
no bit. I had no bit for that.
A DJ horn. Yeah.
That's
anyway. Let's bring on these 2 guests. Now these 2 guests, we've got an amazing guests here. Okay, we have like I said, members of TallBoyz. They're going to join us. Why don't you guys get on right now? Get on here. We got Tim, Blair, and Guled. Abdi. Right, get on here.
Hello. Oh, man, thank you. Thank you so much. I've never been asked to come on down to a podcast. It's very
so
cool.
Good to be here early. I like the early recording. It's nice.
Yeah.
I love the morning show vibes of just come on. That's their intro that you gave them was come on now.
Come on down.
We did for the first season. We did Kiss. Does Kiss still exist?
Like the
Kiss
band?
92.5?
I think every city in the world has a radio station called Kiss.
Okay, so this is not unique to how special Toronto. But we did it, and they're a lot of times they're just standing. while they
Oh yeah,
do
this blew Goulet's mind.
It blew my mind.
Yes.
Like I could not like.
I've seen that.
They have chairs where it's really really tall. Like I call it bar stool meets office chair. Where it's the height of the bar stool, but it's an office chair.
Yeah.
But then most of the time, like they were just standing, and I'm like, like I don't know. I just assumed they were always sitting and leaning back, but they're just like standing, be like,
Yeah,
"Hey, what's up? You're back!" And
Yeah.
So this
I'm
is
like,
what
okay.
this is the vibe. This is what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get a
something like
great
that. I
view
like
of my
that view.
gloves.
it is.
But I think it's because their voices are so relaxed. It sounds like they're leaning back in their chair, having a good time.
Yeah, and I
felt
think
lied to.
I've seen that before. It's like, yeah, they want to keep the pep in their steps for their amazing questions they're about to ask.
That's true.
Just like right now, here, I'm going to ask you a couple of morning show questions. We're just going to get these questions out of the way. These are the questions I assume you are always asked in interviews.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you can tell me either the answer you wish you could give or what the actual answer you normally give is.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Whoa! That's not the question yet.
You're the lead-in. I know.
Yeah, the lead-in. Whoa!
That's something I do appreciate.
The lead-in.
The buffer, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
you know the
all right.
question's coming.
Ready?
Yeah.
Chris in the morning. All these sounds.
Listen, I gotta ask you guys. Where'd you come up with that name? Who's the tallest?
Yeah, which one of you is the tallest? I'm surprised the cameras can even get all the way up there.
It's all Goulet. Goulet's got the height. He's the tall, I'm the boy. That's it.
What are the other two?
And of how the truth formed.
When you see them, all four of them standing next to each other, it's quite apparent who's the tallest. Like, you don't,
That's
very
true.
clear.
Okay, wait. So if Goulet, if you're the tall, Tim, you're the boy.
Yeah.
The other two are just straight up chopped liver, just extra.
They're men. They're men.
They're men.
It's like our troop name before the show is TallBoyz 2 Men, so they were the
two men, yeah.
Oh. So then
I
you
forgot that you guys were tall boys to men first.
Yeah.
Right.
We had to drop it.
We did, yeah. I don't know. I think
Why
they were
did
worried
you
about-
actually have to drop
Yeah.
it? Like the
Was there like a
network?
legal
Yeah.
implication?
We didn't want the lawsuits. I feel like they've got good lawyers, boys to men. Like, it wasn't worth the risk.
I mean, we just always made a joke. They're very litigious. They're known for their amazing singing and how litigious they are.
Well, that's the thing. They've got such great voices. Like, it's not hard for them to go through contracts. They'll just sing it and like are enjoying it, going on
I
riffs.
will sue you too.
And then and then you just give in on the other end of the contract because you're just like, it's so beautiful. I'll pay them double.
I assume I'm like, I don't know why I assume I'm signing for like I'm becoming the artist and am I signing something? Like, am I joining your label? They're like, no, you just signed for a settlement. Damn it.
Now listen, I gotta ask. Peter and I have been wondering how to get a show.
Listen, here's the thing.
Do you know
fellas.
anybody? And can we?
Yeah,
have
we
one
are. We are not. We're not very successful. I imagine the first part is be funny, but what's the part after?
As far as I can tell, there's a height requirement. I think that's
Shoot.
yeah.
My
I think
5'9" isn't gonna cut it.
6'2". Yeah.
Shit. Oh man.
There's a demographic of really tall people who aren't represented on TV, outside of basketball, and they don't see themselves in a lot of characters because they're like, "Well, that character's 5'8". What would they look like 6'9"? I really don't know. Will they still have the same character arc? And I'm glad we can bring that to TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about tall representation. I like that.
It really is, yeah. Because outside the NBA, we're not in a lot of places,
Yeah,
It's,
and now's the time because drone technology has finally got there where you can accurately get good shots of tall people. No more
Honestly?
faking Tom Cruise.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't have to stretch my arms out to take like group selfies.
Of course.
The selfie stick exists now, but like the drone shot is so much more convenient. I can pose while I'm doing it.
I'd always felt that with the show. It's really about celebrating tall culture. I like it.
Yeah.
It's
Height supremacy, as we call it.
We do, yeah. But we've heard it sounds a lot like another type of supremacy, but
We're not gonna look into
We're
it.
not going to look into that.
Wait,
We're hiding.
which one? Which
I
one?
got no
what are you
idea.
talking about?
Which
one?
It rhymes with height. It's a particular color that apparently if black is all the colors being absorbed, and this is the opposite of that, which is a reflection of all the colors. Is that
Mirror
right?
people.
Yeah, but I could say as a height supremacist, we look down on all other supremacies. So yeah, just want to put that out there.
That is so eggshell funny to me. That is, I'm very much enjoying it.
Yeah, we're both like, oh god.
Chris and I are like, totally.
I don't. Yes,
We can make that joke. We're tall.
right. Yeah.
I truly do think the word supremacy is it sounds like such a fun word. I just hate that it's associated with racism, you know?
Well, it's that and Taco Bell. That's what they name all their
Which is still fairly associated with racism.
True, yeah. You know,
That is true.
What do you think about it? Yeah,
Right.
most Mexicans are like, we know Kiero Taco Bell.
That's so
All right,
funny.
so your season comes out on the 16th, right, of February?
Yeah.
Yes.
February
This is
16th,
season
9:30 Eastern, season 2.
I feel like we should probably like because this is a small story to get you guys on this show. Like you've got a full team. You've got a lady named Adrian. You got like this whole PR company. They're emailing me. They're like, let's set up something with the guys. Which ones do you want? Like, look, can they all be on? And I was like, anyone can come on. We'll have any of them happily. And then it's just like, all right, so please make a Zoom link that I can send to them 4 days in advance. And I was like, this is already too much.
Yeah.
This is moving too fast, Adrian. I was like, can I just like message them and we could arrange a time like ourselves? And she's like, I'm handling all their schedules. So I'm like, these guys are big time now.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, yeah, we have people for the first time, you know,
You
and not like
fully
just my
have
family
people.
members.
You have
I have
people.
actual people who will, you know, send emails on my behalf.
It's good. You don't need to have apps on your phone anymore. I got someone who just has Uber Eats for me. So whenever I'm hungry, let them know what I want to order. They can scroll through. It's perfect.
Oh
It
my
is,
god!
it is a little inconvenient
Wow.
having to call someone else when you're hungry, but it's nice you don't have to
You
mess
need that
up going
data,
through the
the
menus.
space on the phone.
And then you have to set up a Zoom meeting with them a week in advance. And then
Yeah.
meet up with like, hey, Adrian, I'd like a burger.
I didn't know people were doing that. I didn't know you could make a link that I could send you, and then 4 days from now it would be like active and ready and waiting.
Listen, fellas, it cannot be overstated how much that stressed Chris out. It was an action. It is the most producing we've ever done for this podcast. A pre-planned Zoom link. It was.
It is
Yeah,
weird.
how-
Can you enter the Zoom link early? Like, could we have done this a day ago, or is it not like ready until the time?
Yo,
is set?
okay.
Ready. Like all I had to do was
Yeah.
click it and like admit you into the room. We could have done this anytime.
So you can
Behind
send out a link
Adrian's
for?
back, behind the suit's back, we can make our art whenever we want, Adrian.
Honestly, we should have. Man.
She's gonna watch this, and we're gonna get in trouble for that.
I wonder. No, she's not going to watch this.
Quick story. This is, I'm not going to say that my friend's name for possibly legal reasons or whatever, but like she works for a fairly large company in Canada, and you can have Zoom rooms that are just always up and running. And
yeah.
we don't have like pro Zoom, so she was like, we're gonna get together with the like little couples, like we're all gonna play Jackbox or something, so we'll meet up in Zoom. So we meet up in Zoom and we are talking about, you know, making spicy jokes, like having a good time, and then all of a sudden she gets really serious and her fiance is like, oh, who's that? And then the meeting ends.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
what was that? And so it was like the head of HR for this giant like cross Canada company just popped into the Zoom meeting because like I guess they were setting up a meeting.
Yeah.
And my friend was just using the room as a fun hangout spot for us to talk about buttholes and stuff or whatever we were joking about. And then the head of HR just pops in to like set up a big meeting.
Yeah. I find it beautiful though that even in the midst of a pandemic, we can still have that. Oh, you're using that room moments like that.
yeah.
Like it didn't go away. That's
Can I
great.
have the room,
Yeah.
please? Can I have the room?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I've scheduled this one of our infinite room supply that we have.
Yes. This corner of the internet is for me right today, so if you can leave.
I just I need it for an hour.
Hey, can I just I don't know how inside baseball we can get about making a show. Chris and I made a had one in development, so I have no idea of the process
Wow,
after.
huge brag. Stay humble, Peter. Come on.
Hang on,
Yeah.
let me explain something. I think everybody can have a show in development, and I think even just writing a show is technically developing it.
Right. Just,
I have 100 things in development.
yeah.
But what I'm wondering is what happens after that when you get your first script? You write the one script, and then was CBC just perfect? Now write 8 more, or was it it was painstaking on each episode and then back and forth and back and forth? What went down?
A legitimate question. Cool.
Yeah, I'm just getting real into
Wow.
it. Let's do this.
Well, all right. We originally rewrote two episodes, right? The first 2, and then we pitched those to CBC, and then when we when they approved, it was just the right 6 more, and it became a very we spent two main weeks writing the 2 episodes, and then punched them up over a couple of months, and all of a sudden it was just go 6 more episodes in a couple of months. It was crank up the speed really really fast. Yeah.
Those 2 episodes we for several months, because it was we weren't working full time to write those episodes. We would come in and work for a couple of days, maybe a week, and then we'd be off for a while. But eventually when they're all right, write it, we're okay. Literally learning how to write for TV for the first time was this experience.
Yeah.
And so learning, sending in stuff and being all right, so Guled, let me tell you how to format a script. Yeah, please. I did not even bother Googling this.
And in case people don't know, the show is produced, directed, all of it by Bruce McCullough of Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
Which was that cool?
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is a totally a radio
it's public
morning
knowledge.
question.
Yeah.
What's it like working with Bruce? Is he nice? What's up? Yeah.
Although I was
But
really
it is
begging
super
for
cool.
one of you to just say no, not really.
Honestly, I don't think I was the only one of the boys. Was I the only? I felt like I didn't know who he was. I felt like all the other boys knew who he was, and I kept confusing Kids in the Hall for New Kids on the Block. I didn't say that out loud to anybody,
In your
but I was
defense,
Kids in the Hall. I was thinking there was a music
Very
group.
similar.
Yeah.
Very, very similar.
Off the top, were you just wait, were you saying to the other boys, you were just why is he why are we why is he directing
He's
it?
not singing. When's he gonna sing?
That's
kept
how
on
I was I don't
bringing
know
up,
what's
when are we
going
going to meet his brother, Mark Wahlberg?
That's not Donnie Wahlberg, man. It's Bruce McCullough. Now, I did have I did. Here's my brag. I did one day on the show.
Hey.
I killed
back
it.
in November. But I couldn't say that we got to hang out or have it was fun being there, but the COVID protocols on this set were you couldn't talk to each other. It was masked up, face shield, 6 feet, don't talk to the guys, don't approach them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh no,
guys
that wasn't
drive-
COVID.
you
That's
right.
normal. Oh yeah. No eye contact.
Yeah.
We're following some of the big celebrities that we love a lot, who we've heard are great to work with.
Yeah.
No eye contact.
I guess from first season to this season, then that was it. It was still fun. Was it still good?
It was still fun, but it definitely
Yeah.
was kind of weird. Yeah. But it's what you kind of had to do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And
It felt a little
Yeah.
heartbreaking because one of the things I enjoyed the most about the first season was if I saw people like you come on set, friends who I love, and I'm I love chatting with people and just shooting the shit, but then being all right, you boys go one direction, everyone else go the other direction. Literally, we're separated like that, and so be all right, I'll see you when we do the scene again.
Right. Yeah.
And there were people
Weird.
specifically there to make sure we wouldn't hang out. Yeah.
No, this way. They're stop. I'm
we were
"Okay,
getting
I'm sorry."
some a few little jokes in here and there,
did,
suggesting which song you would sing for that one sketch.
Oh yeah.
Do you seem to be making it all up then and there, or did you have a full list of songs that you were going to sing?
Honestly, we had I think 2 in the script.
Yeah.
I think so, and then the rest was improvised. The whole sketch is I'm saying the the N-word to different tunes. And just none of the lyrics, just saying the N-word to the tune of any song you can think of,
It's just,
that's the only word that's the only lyric in the song.
And I was one of the white people in the audience. There's a call and response sort of sketch. And it's like when I say, you say, and then every white person just is just like, just like politely listening and enjoying.
Which is probably
very-
kind of like the best case scenario at one of those concerts.
Yeah.
That all of those people.
Yeah. It was a
don't say.
fantasy world a bit. Yeah. It's a heightened premise.
I understand if it comes down, people are like, this is too unrealistic. I'm like, it is. I think we are asking too much.
They'd have just said it. This was gonna be my one sort of like, not to like kill the fun atmosphere, but like I'm watching because I guess I thought I was a big deal and I got a screener like advance whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then
that was
and
just
I'm
for
thinking-
you too. I hope
and it
Chris
was-
didn't watch that.
No,
I don't think he was
never
allowed.
would.
Okay, good.
I never
Okay,
would.
good.
No, that's good. I thought it was just for me. So here's the thing. I was like, oh, I guess like our little podcast, This Time Is Different, is like big now. We're having like TV people like come on the episode to like to talk about their creative process, blah, blah, blah. Like this is like a heavy hitting, like a good comedy podcast now. And then I'm watching it and I see a little Chrissy Pants here in the background behind a couple other friends, of course. And then I realize we're not a big deal. This is like a friends coming on friends podcast situation.
Listen, Adrian doesn't know that. Don't tell Adrian our numbers, guys. Nobody listens to this. It'll have 2 views, and it's us listening to it back to make sure it's. And then you can see that we check out around 5 minutes. Just like dips.
If you look at the analytics.
The analytics don't even watch it.
My wife usually watches it and goes like, "You guys good. You should let your guests talk more."
I think I know all the podcasts I'm listening to are a lot of times listened to by hundreds, thousands, millions of people.
Oh yeah.
But when I'm listening to it, it does feel like I'm the only one listening to this. These jokes are just for me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's what we should have called it. Just personalized podcast. This is just for you.
Do you have a sketch in this new season that you're like, that was the one. We love that one. I want
Which one?
everybody. You're the most proud of that one.
I think.
Or you can also be proud of them all.
No. It's
there's a
truly,
lot.
I'm having a short-term memory where I'm like trying to think like, what did we film?
It's weird because it's been such a long process because of COVID. Like we wrote it, like we were supposed to be finishing writing it this time last year, and then of course the lockdown happened, and we just kept on writing. So like now that it's shot and edited, it is like I'm excited to really start watching it again, and like because a lot of the stuff has faded away. But that N-word one is one I'm pumped for. Let me think. There's a couple others.
That's a good one.
Like the poster in Tim's background audience can't
true.
see it, but I'm playing a magician. It's Serpentine or Serpentine. I
can
think
see that.
also I realized I was told later on that I misspelt serpentine is spelled differently.
Was
But
an E
as-
in there? Listen,
I think it's supposed to be another. Yeah, it's another
A
E
bunch of
somewhere in
E's.
there.
It's a character choice. It's a character.
It was
choice.
Yeah, it's a character
choice.
choice.
Yeah.
But he was just a sexy magician that was inspired by this magician in the States, this Asian guy, I forget his name, who the only thing I remember from his tricks was he was very impressive, but he was unnecessarily sexy while he was doing the tricks. And so I just took this to a ridiculous height. And I did had to fix some audio for it the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I'm the one who did this. I did this sketch.
Were you arousing yourself watching back?
I had to make noises because I was getting aroused during the scene. So I had to. Can you clean up some of the aroused noise? Yeah, no problem.
The sound guys just like creeped out so hard.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I feel like they were getting a little creeped out, even though a lot of it was remotely. I was like, okay. Because you just keep going until you're like, I think I got the take, and they tell you that it's good, and then at one point they're like, oh yeah, it's enough. I think we've heard enough.
That's enough. Let's stop.
Yeah, we're good. I don't need to hear someone moan in my ear at 3:30 in the afternoon. You know, that's okay.
I kind of want to ask the opposite question now,
Okay.
which is more, and this is going to help me because like whenever I try to like shoot comedy, I'm always like trying to figure out what it is that takes it out of my brain onto the camera properly, because I've friggin' nailed the transition from brain to stage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
God. Memorize those lines.
Memorize those lines and deliver them.
But then, loud.
But then I'll shoot something. And think I'm being just as brilliant, and then I watch it. And I'm like, yeah, it's not quite funny. So my opposite spicy question is like, are there any sketches? You don't have to name them because that wouldn't be nice. But like, are there any sketches where you're like, I don't know about that one. That one stinks. Are there any stinkers that made it through, or do you cut them out and reshoot? Or
it's been this season we got to like film a bunch of like bonus, like a lot of extra material that like
that's good.
I think really helps for any of the sketches that didn't really quite match the vision in your head.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any that like made it into the season. But sometimes something gets like lost in translation like along the way, like
This time's
Let me
like
think.
I'm trying to remember specific sketches, but I remember feeling sometimes when I watch a sketch that I'm like, oh, there's something like maybe because I've been with the material for so long that I'm watching and I'm like, I don't know, is this funny? I can't really tell anymore. Like it's I've read this and rewritten this so many times, and now I'm seeing it and I'm like, did we just waste a lot of money? We pay a lot of people to film something that is just gonna get a hateful YouTube comment, and I'll agree with the comment.
And then
when you have so much time to overthink it, then it's like, I know there's sketches Peter and I have done that also they just sort of like they die over time. Like there's you're like, I know this was funny, but now every time we perform it, the audience goes, the joy is gone. I can see it in their eyes. They don't like it anymore. We're not.
But but the weird thing is it like happens with filmed stuff too. It's like it was definitely funny when we shot it and we were having fun. But now like years later we're trying to edit it because we edit really slow. We're like, it's just like not funny anymore. Like they really like
it's like that always baffles me. Where it's like, were you like crazy before? Like because like you look at something that like you remember the writers' room just like keeling over and you're like, is this nonsense? Like,
because like
you can't even be like, I guess you had to be there, and you're like, I was there.
There was a gas leak or something. I don't know. There's something happening.
Because I think like sketches age poorly if they're problematic or whatever. They become problematic over time. But like, there's another thing that makes sketches age too, even if they aren't, even if they're totally like straight down the middle, like a nice solid premise. There's something about them that like, there's something in there that just ages.
I'm just gonna agree with that. I think like. I don't watch much Saturday Night Live, but I feel like almost like that's the format sketch should be the week, and then you're done. You move on to the next sketch, you know?
Yeah.
Because by the time like the show airs, like some of these sketches we wrote in, like a lot of them we wrote in 2019, you know? So it's like 2 years ago. That will be by the time the show airs, or just a little short, like a year and a half. It's like that's a long time for an idea that like maybe even some ideas that were so. Of the now then are now it's like we've experienced so much, so like it'll be interesting to see how people react to some of the sketches.
I mean, my favorite sketch of the because I did actually watch the screeners. I'm sorry.
No.
I loved that the dad Uber one. That's just also timeless. So that's why.
That was
going anywhere.
Honestly like one of the sweetest sketches of the season, I think.
Really?
Like, I loved it. It felt very wholesome, you know?
It is. Yeah, it's very wholesome.
It's a nice runner too to come back to it. I think are we spoiling? Can you spoil a sketch show? I don't know. I don't know. But it's just nice. It's nice to revisit the sketch. I think too. Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the pandemic one. I think that's because you said this is coming out in February.
Yeah, the 16th. Yeah.
Those are the ones that I feel the most like. At least I'm like, I think this will still hold up. You know,
dude. Yeah, we're not getting out of this thing forever.
And it was weird when we started writing those. We're like, are people going to still be talking about Mask? Like, hopefully, but
they'll remember. I think they'll remember about it at least. You've done it. You've got your show. You've shot the second season, and now do you have like a lot of time on your hands for do you have any side projects or anything that you've been working on, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, me and Guled actually have been getting into the speed running community. I don't know if you're
like
familiar.
video games and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Similar, not quite. More like working on emotional work. Guled's been becoming an emotional speedrunner with my help as coaching.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and I mean, because the speedrunning for video games, I think it's really cool, but
Right.
this actually helps you process a lot of feelings in such a quick time that like then I have more time to like
Not
I don't know,
feel.
watch a sunset
Yeah,
and
yeah.
truly just enjoy the sunset as opposed to thinking of like, oh man, like I gotta go
I
back
see.
to these feelings, you know.
So
Wait,
you've become
yeah.
very good at just processing emotions, getting through things quickly, getting over things very quickly.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't know much about. I don't know nothing about no emotions,
Yeah.
but I do know about video games.
Yeah.
And in video games, a speed run is like you got to get to this level or this percent of achievements without dying or whatever in a certain amount of time or as quickly as possible. So, like, how do you know that you've done a full speed? Are you dead? Is it you're dead at the end?
Or we'll have a goal to set. So and it's very much like speedrunning where you use exploits like shortcuts to try and
Right.
get there. So like one of them is we could an example we could speed run the 5 stages of grief. If you
we've taken 2 off already.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's
I
how
would love to
fast we
see
are.
you speed run the
Wait,
5
wait.
stages of grief.
The way to speed run it is you take 2 of them out?
Yeah,
Is that
well, I
what
mean,
you
there's
said?
only
Instead of
7
7
stages,
stages.
but yeah, that's one of
But
the exploits is you
that's-
get rid
yeah.
of some of them.
It's a shortcut. Like we
That's
found
much
a shortcut
shorter.
through some of
Yeah.
these, you know.
So
Yeah.
should I give you? I'll give you some bad news, and then we
Yeah,
can
that'd
sort
be
of-
perfect.
Okay, yeah,
And then
okay.
we'll coach you through it. All right.
Okay, so let's pretend. Okay, so bad news is coming. Okay,
Hit him
here
with
we
some
go.
bad news. Hit him with the good stuff.
I'm ready. Let me get in my speed running position. Hold on. Okay, arms crossed. Let's go.
I was just getting a phone call. This is so crazy. Like, my mom doesn't phone me at this hour. This is so weird. I'm just gonna answer this.
Oh, shit. Say
Hello?
hi to Suze for me.
Oh, hey. Yeah, what's up? What? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Is everything all right?
No, something. It was actually for you, Guled. I'm sorry, I didn't hand it over to you. But I'll give you the news. Your dog was run over by a
Muffler.
That's the worst part about it. Muffler was crushed by a muffler of a car.
Denial. Go.
No, not. It must be another. I mean, he's a golden retriever. There's many golden retrievers in this city. I can't.
Okay.
And this is the part we skip. Guilt. I don't feel it's a useless emotion. It's useless. I'm not going to do anything with that. Next thing,
anger.
bargaining, anger. Oh, freaking that! Why was he in the road? He has a huge backyard. God damn it! Why was that car going over the speed limit? It should have watched out. You know who I blame? I blame the automotive industry. Not enough brakes that always work all the time. Like this.
Depression.
The stopping speed. Oh God, he was the best thing that happened to me. I have nothing. My life feels empty without him, and
And acceptance.
You know, honestly, I think about the times we had together, and I'd rather have had those moments than had nothing at all. And I know that he's not here with me, but in many ways, the lessons he's taught me will stay with me forever. Time.
45 seconds.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
actually
that was quick. That was quick.
That's crazy.
That's not even the fastest time I've done.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. One time I saw my parents get murdered in front of me, and that was the fastest. He happened to be there. I actually got him on the phone, and
It was it.
he,
Yeah.
we screamed
I
world
kind of
record.
felt
We
like you might have
screamed
killed
world
him.
record.
It was you got over it fast. It was like gunshot. You were cool.
I know. It was
Wow.
like
Wow.
the bodies were hitting the ground, and I was already acceptance.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
You're already at acceptance by that
I was
point.
by the time the bodies were hitting the ground, because they did
Yeah.
a slow fall. Like they grabbed the wall, the
Okay.
bracing themselves.
Right.
Like they're holding the wound, like just looking at it, looking at me.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of time to process. I was like,
It kind of seems like maybe they were still like you could have also sprang into action and maybe saved them, like if they were still alive. You know what I mean? Just because like if they were holding their wounds and falling slowly.
But I guess he's already moved on.
Yeah,
So
right,
that's
right,
yeah,
quite
yeah.
quick.
yeah,
Yeah,
they moved on.
thank you. Because for a second, I almost got
Well,
stuck
yeah.
starting again that whole process. So I'm. Thank
Oh,
you for
sorry,
bringing that
Guled.
up.
I didn't mean
no,
to.
that was,
Oh my gosh.
I didn't
that was very close.
mean to make you think about your parents getting murdered
Yeah, no. I mean, it's
because you're over it.
I would love to
Yes.
to
Yes, I
attempt
am.
to do
Oh,
one.
Chris wants to
if-
do
if
a
I may.
speed run.
All right.
If
Do you want to
could-
try? We could speed run the 12-step program.
Oh, and what are those? What are the 12 steps?
Well, we get rid of
No,
half of
that's
them.
why you've
We'll
got to
get
six
rid
of
of them.
Okay,
Yeah. Do about
yeah,
six.
Just tell me which ones are important, and I'll
All
try
right.
and
All
hit 'em.
right.
Okay,
All right.
so wait, hang on. So let me like intervention him first, right?
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
so this is like
Yeah.
for like like
Alcohol.
AA or something or
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
See,
cool.
he doesn't even know. Chris, let me talk to you. You don't even know. You don't even know what your problem is. Look at Guled right now. Oh, I bet that looks good, doesn't it? Look at that big frosty beer mug. I bet you could go for another drink, couldn't you? Well, you know why? Because you're a filthy alcoholic, and you need to deal with it starting
Step 1,
now.
admitting you're powerless.
What? No, I'm not. I'm not an alcoholic. Fine.
That's denial.
You know what? Yeah, and I just got through denial. It's over because I have a problem. 2. Hit me with the next one.
All right. We're skipping 2, going to straight 3. Make a
Yeah.
decision to turn your life to God.
Okay. Here we go. You're my man now, dog.
All right. Step 6. Entirely ready to have God remove all defects of character.
What? What?
Yep.
All of them?
Yes.
Is that one of them?
That's step 6.
Step 6, have God remove your personality. What? Is that real?
Hey, it's a speed run. It's a speed run. Keep
Uh,
going.
I'm a blank slate. I'm blank. I'm blank.
No,
I'm a
your
vessel.
defects. You can still have the good stuff about you.
I only have. I love flowers. Only.
Oh,
All right. 7. Humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings.
that's like
Ask God for this.
I think so.
Jesus.
That sounds like a
what
meta number 6.
yeah, that's sort of the same.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, please have it all removed.
All right. 8. Make a list of the persons you have harmed and be ready to make amends.
Okay, Peter,
Yep.
and I'm sorry.
Oh.
Fuck
Okay.
you.
Cool.
Just kidding. No, I am though. I am.
He said, "Fuck
10.
you."
Continue to make personal inventory, and when we're wrong, promptly admit it.
I pass.
Or step 12, having to have a spiritual awakening as a result of the steps, and carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all our affairs.
Oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. I've been being a piece of shit. You're all pieces of shit. Thank you. And time.
Wow.
That was beautiful. That was
So-
actually just a little over a minute. I think you slowed down.
It felt like a lot longer than a minute.
So Guled,
We don't.
Guled,
We
can
don't
we get
have
a,
the
can-
us. Just
Yeah.
truly, I think
Okay.
that slows. Like like that. If we stop and start the time every time.
Okay.
Like you say, we stop, and then
Right.
once you're saying the thought, we start it again.
Can we get a breakdown from the coach, maybe Tim? Like, how did he do? What did we think about? There was like one of them he passed on, which I think
Yeah.
doesn't
That was a
qualify.
great strategy. I'd say
Yeah.
if
Oh.
you kept that up more, I mean, you'd get your time down much quicker.
Right.
That was a
Denial,
good one.
pass.
Yeah. One of the hardest parts about emotional speedrunning is understanding, especially the steps of the 12 steps of program for alcoholics is understanding what each step was, and some of those were complicated.
Yeah, they
and
get complicated.
similar. Yeah,
And
God
like
stuff
maybe
is tricky.
Yeah, like maybe just like even a tiny bit culty. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Christianity's a cult. I'm just saying that the 12-step program was like have him remove anything wrong with you is kind of a weird. I don't know if that would
Sounds like
solve.
You're saying that Christianity's a cult.
No. Hang on.
Oh, that's it. Let's go around the horn here and I'll talk about if we believe in God.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Peter,
Big.
you go first.
A bit.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Guled? Guled?
Yeah, I think so. Still, not. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm hedging my
think so.
bets.
Yeah.
If he's listening to this, what up, God?
The only listener to This Time It's Different is the creator of the universe.
The view count is just 1, but it's
Yeah, it
like
still
a
counts as
big
1.
It's like it's
It
spelled
shines.
out. It's ONE.
Yeah. And then
Capital.
Tim, I don't
Tim,
think
yeah.
we need to know. We don't need to know Tim's. So let's go on to the next one.
Speed running, good. That's good. Yeah.
Cool. And me a bit as well. A bit.
I feel shitty. I do. Let's just double back to Tim because I feel shitty about that joke.
Yeah, I believe in God and he believes in me. Let's
Nice.
go.
Hell yeah.
This is a weirdly faith-filled podcast. I guess that's fine.
And
Well,
that's actually what we came
sometimes-
to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
We're hoping to convert more
trick
people.
to all emotional speed running is it leads to devout Christianity.
There's no other way.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter which religion you start off in; you just end up devoutly Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started Muslim. And
If you're
I
doing a
switched
fast,
pretty
you're gonna become
quickly.
Christian. Yeah.
If you're wait, is Christianity the
The
performance
quickest religion in the world.
the performance enhancing drug of the spiritual world?
Yeah.
You're like,
It is, man. I mean, you think about when you're making a prayer, it can be very fast. That
Yeah.
is
That's
the original speed running. If you think
The thing
about
is,
it,
most people don't know is Jesus' blood is wine, but it's also anabolic steroids.
Right.
Yeah.
dude was
drinkable
juicy.
steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think you could stay up there for so long? No regular person could stay on the cross for that long.
That's a long time. He was up. I mean, for a couple of days, I think. Right.
we just
Do I have that
got
right?
this taken down
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. And then he took a break. That was letting his muscles recharged, and then he came back out.
It's all about that rest day. Yeah.
all of a sudden, God bursts into one of our rooms because he's been listening to this podcast. He's like, "I heard what you said about my son."
It's true, but I don't want that to be his legacy. You're gonna put an asterisk next to Jesus on the Bible. Be like, I don't know about all these miracles.
Yeah, a lot of drugs were used.
Yeah.
A lot of performance enhancers. Okay, how about this? Let's go around the horn real quick,
Okay.
just to see the difference between having a podcast with 10 listeners and a TV show with many, many hundreds of thousands. What's in your bank account? I've got $283.65. Chris,
You got
what's
what?
in your
How much?
checking? $283.65.
Dollars or hundreds?
$283.65.
Okay.
Just paid rent. Okay, Chris.
Yeah, I've got rent in there coming up, nice and safely there for the first, and then after that they'll be close to zero. Close to
You're gonna
zero.
need a dollar figure. So you're just saying you're going with close to zero?
Right now, there's probably because my rent is about $3,100 a month. But so everybody sort of sends me their rent.
Yeah, you have
Yeah, I live
multiple
with 4
people.
people.
living
Yeah,
with you.
I'm being real here. This is how much is in my checking. I think right at this point. I believe I have to accept Roger's Interact payment still, so it might be short about $780.
Oh, geez.
So,
that's
but
gonna be tough.
it'll be close to about $3,100, and then I'm gonna say there'll probably be about $10 in there after.
All right, cool.
Yeah, just a nice little
All right.
buffer so that because my check did bounce in December because I wasn't paying attention to how much it was the holidays, so I wasn't accepting my roommates' Interact transfers. So the check
To be
bounced.
kind or just
Yeah,
not, or
like
you-
as a
Oh,
holiday
I
thing?
just like I
Unfocused.
forgot. I just fully forgot.
You wouldn't have like a Scrooge moment and be like, "Oh no!" I mean, because it's the holidays. You don't know.
No. Have it. Have your money. Spend it on a goose, good sir. Something like that, right?
Wait, so your excuse is you had too much time off? So you forgot to
You
take
know,
care of your
in
matters?
December, how days don't matter. Like
That's
after
true.
Christmas,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, what are those days?
Yeah, that's true.
And you
It's
don't
just
know
the
what even
interlude
day
till
of
the
the
new
week
year.
it is, or
Yeah,
the date.
It's the interlude.
Yeah.
Because it's like, as people describe it, as the gooch of
Yeah.
the year.
Yes, the gooch of the year.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's so perfect. Yeah,
The gooch
the
of the year.
26th to the 31st is the gooch of the year. Without ratting out anybody, who's the person that you know that has gotten away with the biggest crime?
Wait,
How do we answer this question?
Yeah, there's no way to answer that.
I don't think I know. These
Are
people
you-
specifically.
And keeping it light too. So if you
Are
know
you-
somebody who's murdered, let's not bring that up. But
Are you an FBI agent for Peter's Mafia?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. A
Guys,
notepad come
answer.
out here, or a comically large notepad?
Answer, please. Answer right away.
I think about like this. I don't know. I don't think I know these people specifically. I might, but like I know that there's a practice where, sometimes when some Somali person will commit a crime, and the parents will then take them back to Somalia, and essentially like what they're trying to do is I think they're trying to like get them away from all the whatever was leading to them committing these crimes, but
Mhm.
also I don't know if it's deliberately or unintentionally, they're also having someone skip town when they're wanted for a crime.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's like a fun way to put it. Like, it's rehabilitative.
Yeah.
Also,
But
bye.
it's like, but this person, there's a crime they're wanted for. It's like, yeah, they're just not here. I don't know what to tell you.
They're just not here. They're healing. They're on their healing.
They're gone.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
I'll tell you who I know who's
Yeah.
gotten away with the most crimes.
Yeah.
The government. All right. Like,
Oh.
these taxes. I mean, I can't tell you how much money I have in my bank account, but I'll tell you how much I got on GameStop, and that's all of it, and it's going to zero.
Oh yeah, we have not talked about the GameStop thing. This might be a week old. It'll probably the stock will probably be at zero by the time this comes out.
No, I don't think anybody
yeah.
should actually buy stock in that. But
I don't know.
did you want to talk about
Yeah.
GameStop while it's so fresh?
I think the important thing that everybody should do, and very quickly, is sell the stock, please. Should very quickly sell it,
Hold on,
please,
let me
please,
check the name of
please.
this podcast again. Peter and
Yeah.
Chris do hedge funds. Oh, okay. I see.
No, don't look at it.
I mean, what this whole GameStop thing legitimately did show me, and because I have been open about my money so far on this podcast, I
Oh,
guess
sorry, yeah,
that's sort
I
of
can
a thrill.
I can jump in and answer.
Yeah, if you could tell me, because
yeah.
I have an RRSP, right?
Yeah.
Because ACTRA just gives you one, I guess. So all of a sudden one day they're like, there's about 5,000 in there that you haven't claimed, because and I was like, great, I'd like that then, but I don't know why it's there. Or how it got
Wait, are you
there,
asking
or
Guled to
what-
explain?
Yeah,
you're
I
asking him
guess.
to.
Do you have any financial advice?
So
What is
what
an
I know,
RSP?
the RSP I know is that it's an acronym for Registered Retirement Savings Plan.
Right.
Whoa, that's correct. I believe. Yeah. That sounds smart.
Now,
and correct.
how the money gets in there is, I think, a portion of your, I can't remember if it's your checks or what the producer's paying you. A cut of that goes into the RSP,
Okay.
and so you, depending on how much work you do, will get more money in
Right.
there. And
It
there's a
seems like
limit
that's
every
a-
year that you can
Right.
be at.
Right.
Second question: is that what Aretha Franklin was singing about?
Yes.
RSP.
Unbeknownst to most people. RSP.
Wait.
You know what that means to me?
Maybe these singers should have been singing
What
about
is
that
an RRSP?
instead of singing about love and respect. Why don't you sing about proper investing?
It was, yeah.
We'd all learn a
Diversify
lot
your
more.
portfolio.
I think we've got a sketch for season 3 for you now.
Oh, yeah. Aretha Franklin.
I think the question you were waiting for, Guled, is, drumroll please, really, really appropriate question to ask your guests. How much money do you have in
I have
your
a- I have
personal
a-
bank account?
I have several tens of thousands in my bank account.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Sick.
Yeah,
That is cool.
it's crazy, honestly. There's many times when, after we did the first season, I would look at my bank and be like, these numbers don't look real.
There
Because
is.
I've never, like,
Yeah.
for a long time, never seen money like that in an account. It just
Fully.
it seems
I know,
comical.
right.
It seems like funny where it's like, I'm like, you guys are obviously joking, right? Like, they're
I can just have this?
this. I can't keep this, right? Like, at some point,
And
they're
that's
gonna
the
come and take
thing. You
this.
can't keep all of it. And that is another thing that I learned. As long as we're being open about money, they'll take a bunch of it. The government.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like most of it.
I had, I was audited a long time ago because I hadn't done taxes for like 3 or 4 years. This was like back in like 2015 or something like that. And the person who was like the agent who was assigned to my case or whatever, over the phone, we're going over stuff. I'm like, oh God, it's just like, it's so complicated. You know what I mean? And she sighs. I hear this like, and then she goes, you know, you have to pay taxes, right? Like it's illegal not to. And I'm like, no, I know. I'm sorry.
But that's like the thing, like, especially being performers, like, you go for a while, never really, and even before I did comedy, like, I was doing jobs where the government always owed me money. That's
Yeah,
the way this
exactly.
has always worked.
I
up
remember
until
April
the show,
needing
Yeah.
April to come
Yeah.
around.
honestly. And every time I was like, thank you, it's about time. I've been waiting on this, you know. And then the first time doing this show, owing money, being like, are you sure you don't owe me
Crazy
money?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I have to give you money? I feel I feel like I was doing the like what's in your bank account thing as sort of a joke, but then everybody answered honestly, and then Guled I feel like was being real, and now I feel weird.
I think that it's a very, it's a very powerful, good thing to just, the stigma of talking about money, it shouldn't be there.
I 100% agree. I was going to say that where like I was feeling tense even answering that because like it's so weird to talk about like obviously I'm on TV like I'm not going on there for $15 an hour like that is very much clear so it's like like we get paid well like
it's still, just to be clear, it's a wildly inappropriate question on a podcast. Like I was for sure doing a bit like I hope
here I was being sincere and completely missing the note.
Really turned on you there.
This is a 3 for 3 right now. Like the beginning of the podcast was not the beginning of the podcast.
It feels like rappers are the only people who nowadays like will talk about money, and in their songs will be like, I got paid this much for doing a show, and like they're the only one working to end that stigma of just constantly talking about how much money they have.
Okay, let's what's the best thing that you've bought in the last year? Your favorite thing? Because I have one. I'm ready to talk about it. Yeah. Let's go around the horn.
I got the a Ring Fit for the Nintendo Switch. It's like the new version of Wii Fit, but it's like a Pilates ring.
Yeah.
But honestly, like it changed my life. Like, especially because I'm inside. Like, it's so nice to be able to work out from my room, and it's like legit a personal trainer. Like, I love it so much. It's I fuck.
Yeah, working out with video games. If I'm allowed to do that. Because I got my thing was that an update actually for the podcast. Last week, the podcast episode, I was phoning around to get prices on an Oculus Quest 2.
Shit! Yeah, it was really great content.
Yeah, they loved it. But I ordered this from Best Buy on Thursday, and then it arrived on Friday, and I've been downloading all these like boxing games, and it's fun.
Dude? That's on my want list. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. And go for are you good to go for another hour or two?
Oh yeah. This is a Rogan kind of thing. Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour podcast.
It's going to get a little conspiratorial in a second here.
Sorry, Peter. You go ahead, Peter.
My favorite purchase was I found these ramen noodles, but they're made with brown rice.
Huh.
I'm not doing great.
This is your second podcast in a row right now. You've actually been going for Joe Rogan length so far, right?
I did one like a couple hours ago.
Oh, I
had
see.
A break in between. Yeah.
Was that what did you guys talk about?
Yeah.
You want to cover all the subjects?
Yeah.
I want to have their side of it. Can you just send us the audio, your audio from that podcast?
Yeah, we'll just
and you don't need this audio from this side. Or...
No, it's all good.
Is the plan to reconstruct the podcast to figure out what the other side is?
Yeah. That's actually not a bad. Maybe next time. That's what we do.
That isn't a bad idea. We literally get somebody else's audio feed from a different podcast, and then we have them on as a guest, and we try to interview them, but they just keep rambling through what they're doing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're doing that.
All right,
100%.
You're gonna come back on and do that with us.
I'm down. Listen.
Okay, great.
Dude, I have a camera and a microphone and time.
Okay. Well, thanks for being on this podcast.
Yeah. Which one was better? Which one do you like better?
Did you have fun on the other one?
Peter and Chris the podcast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then choose your favorite of us.
Okay.
But actually, just because I know Guled's going to answer for real, so maybe Guled doesn't answer. Maybe just him.
I think, you know what? I think the problem is, and this is a problem that I'm finding is making comedy sometimes difficult to do, is I want to try to be as genuine as possible, but sincere, like just genuinely like answer questions in an honest way. Still figuring out what settings to, like, you don't have to tell everyone every piece of information. Like I didn't need to tell you what was my bank account, but I felt like you needed to know. And the audience as well. You guys can contact me if you want some financial advice.
Probably needed to put me in my place a little bit.
But like I want to answer questions honestly, but then I forget that also bits are a thing. Like in my world, those two don't exist in the same space. That there's bits, and then there's honest conversation that can sometimes turn into bits, but like the bit being the conversation where I thought I was supposed to be genuine. It's like a short circuiting is happening right now.
See, but now that I've called you out on it, now I feel even worse. This is not going well for me as a
He's so
host.
genuine.
Yeah, it's too genuine. Yeah.
God damn it! It was all a bit. Imagine being this genuine. How stupid would that be? You know?
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
Check out
Wait,
TallBoyz.
I'm keeping
February
all this
16th.
in. It's too fun. I'm keeping all this in. All right, Chris,
Oh
do you want
my
another
gosh.
take?
End the episode now. Let's end
wait.
this.
Wait, Tim, can you coach him through a speed run of plugging your show, please?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay, ready.
Date.
February 16th.
Name of the show.
TallBoyz with a Z. Not TallBoyz to Men, just TallBoyz. They used to be TallBoyz to Men, but now they're TallBoyz.
It's supposed to be a fast run, speed
Right,
run.
sorry, yeah.
On what channel? On what channel?
Oh, shit. CBC, wherever you get it.
And we're
Channel
online
3?
Online presence.
What's the app? What's the app?
CBCGem.com /org.
We did it.
Boom.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.